SciTech.com.
Suites. Be with family and friends during the holidays with our Share the Season rate from $59.
Share the season with visiting friends and family at the AmeriSuites nearest you.
Marching, uphill. Marching man.
Camcorder. All right. Good one, sweetie.
It's obvious what he wants, and right now at Sears, this Samsung camcorder is only $199.99 and get 0% financing on all camcorders over $299 until January 2004. Great brands, great gifts, including the top brands of electronics. Sears, where else?
There's more from the Weather Channel at weather.com. More travel updates. More ski and snow conditions. More forecasts. At work or whenever you're on the web. Get more at weather.com or AOL keyword weather.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s. Currently, the temperature is 27 degrees with heavy snow. Forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
You're watching the Weather Channel. Live by it.
This snowstorm has dumped a lot of snow. As a matter of fact, more snow than Washington, D.C. has seen in many a year. I'm Jeff Maher, and I'll have a live report and talk about what we can expect for the rest of the day in just a moment.
You can expect more heavy amounts of snow in Philadelphia. Folks could see over half a foot of powder today. But how long will the snow stay on the ground? Stay tuned. Weather Center is coming up next.
And good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Mancuso.
And I'm Ryan Goswick. Well, there's only one big weather story today. That's in the Northeast, where snow continues to fall, and pretty moderate too now, even into New York City.
And it looks like the Weather Channel's Jeff Morrow's been toughing it out in D.C. all morning long and joins us now. Jeff, what's the situation on the snow there? Is it tapered off? Has it mixed in? Do you expect more?
It did mix in with a little bit of sleet before really tapering off here, Mark. There might be a couple of flurries left in the air right now, but for all intents and purposes, our heavy accumulating snow that we had all morning from the pre-dawn hours right on through about an hour or so ago is over with. As you were mentioning to me earlier, or passing along to me, maybe the upper level cold pocket or upper level low will move over us and maybe give us more snow showers this afternoon. That would give us a light additional accumulation. For all intents and purposes, our major snow here is probably pretty much done with in the DC area. Anywhere between 5 to maybe as much as 8 inches have fallen around this region and really wreaked a lot of havoc. Let's compare that with how much typically falls during a given December, which is about 1.5 inches worth of snow, and we have pretty much quadrupled that right now. and then compare what we had today, about 5 to 8 inches, with what we had last year at this time, which was a record high temperature of 75. Pretty interesting what a difference that year can make. Let's come back here live now, and you can see 3rd Avenue, very, very slushy. There is some traffic on it. We haven't seen a plow for a little while here, but we expect them to come by and things start to get a little bit back toward normal. Now that the snow is over, the city can start to recover a bit and get things more back to normal. But for the next hour or 2 or 3, probably the best idea is not to still get back out on the roads. They're still pretty hazardous. Ryan?
Thanks for that report, Jeff Morrow, live at the nation's capital, like a winter postcard there with the Capitol in the background. Here's a look at what's happening right now, and as Jeff was talking about, we do see an end to the snow, at least the heavy snow around Washington, D.C., as it continues to push up the coast to the north and east around Philadelphia. Getting some reports now out of the Philadelphia National Weather Service office, generally anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow across this part of Pennsylvania, and the snow continues to come down all the way from Philadelphia back up to New York City. More moderate snow or so in the New York area. And speaking of New York, here's a look at what it looked like earlier today as residents making their way into work. Yes, you needed the umbrellas. You also needed the very heavy coats, and a lot of caution on the sidewalks as some of those are becoming icy with temps into the upper 20s and lower 30s. And we'll see that snow continue into the afternoon hours throughout the early evening rush hour as well. And that is now closing in on the Boston area. Already getting reports now of snow in Hartford, Connecticut, and then extending back up into western areas of Massachusetts. Right now in Boston, you're 27, 28 in New York City, 29 in Philadelphia, and then factoring in the wind, it feels like 17 in Philadelphia, 15 this hour in Pittsburgh. Your forecast for Thursday evening, still the heaviest snow expected right along Long Island. Over 6 inches of snow expected before all is said and done. Highs today around 32 in Philadelphia, 32 degrees in New York, and 31 in Boston with snow coming down. Definitely some travel problems here at the airports and on the roadways. More on the southeast. Here's Mark.
Okay, it looks like the worst is about over in Charlotte, and isn't that the good news report? Look what happened here. Heavy accumulations of ice. Tree limbs knocked down, whole trees down, a lot of damage here, hundreds of thousands of people without power, and still a lot of ice sitting on the tree limbs here. So with melting, we'll continue to see tree limbs snap, and that means more problems with power disruptions. So a lot of problems here, and especially traveling on the back roads with these heavy accumulations of ice. That's where you have most of your travel problems. Mike Seidel's been reporting out of Charlotte that the major interstates 77, 85 are open. Just be a little extra cautious on some of the bridges and overpasses. Watch for slick spots. Weather will improve through the weekend, so we have that going for us. But today, rather gray and gloomy in the southeast with the rain and the ice pulling out rapidly here. Temperatures creeping above freezing in Raleigh. And look at Miami, in the 80s today. And in between, there'll be heavy rain and thunderstorms to contend with for travelers. Ice just about over here in the Piedmont. On the coast, it's been rain. Never saw any ice in Atlanta. That's good. Heavy rain, though, showing up here in North Florida. And if you're headed out to the theme parks, Tampa and Orlando, bring along the umbrellas because we expect showers and storms today. Tomorrow looks much better for travel on your Friday from Atlanta to Dallas. Now here's Ryan with a check on the Midwest.
A cold start, Mark, this morning across the upper Midwest. A low of 3 degrees above zero taking place at the Twin Cities. That's the coldest air you've seen so far this season. And currently, some snow showers, very light, falling across western areas of lower Michigan. A chilly start to the day, too, for you in Chicago. It's 21 degrees this hour along the lakefront, 23 at Oak Lawn, and about 22 as you head back out to the west. But single digits widespread here in the Minnesota, extending back into parts of Iowa. Coming up next is your local forecast on the 8s, and also storm analyst Dr. John Neese. That's later in Storm Watch.
Introducing Glade Gingerbread Spice. Created by nature, captured by Glade.
In case you didn't know, Aleve is the only leading pain reliever that contains the fast-acting form of the medicine found in prescription naproxen, which means people in tough pain may not have to rely on a prescription for relief, when just 2 Aleve have the strength to stop their pain all day without a prescription. After all, Aleve's not a prescription. It's just the next best thing. Aleve, all day strong, all day long.
Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. Watch the cookie. The bank is your friend. You're here to apply for a new home loan.
Kind of changes its texture because the original